So, Neil, I heard you love monkeys. Is that true?
Oh, Joe, I absolutely adore monkeys. They're so sweet, smart, and pretty.
Wait, pretty. You into bestiality now?
Oh, come on, Joe. Don't be ridiculous. I just appreciate their beauty.
Yeah, sure. I bet you have a subscription to monkey porn.
What? No way. I have a subscription to public videos featuring monkeys in their natural habitat.
Sure. Jamie, can you put up a photo of monkeys on the screen for Neil?
Oh, any will do. They're all so cute.
Look at them, Neil. They're just like you, hairy and always picking at their butts.
Very funny, Joe. But monkeys are actually very intelligent creatures.
Yeah, I bet they could beat you in a game of chess.
Actually, some species of monkeys have been observed using tools and showing problem-solving skills.
Wow. I'm sure they're also great at math.
You know, Joe, I wouldn't be surprised if monkeys were smarter than you.
Oh, Neil, you always know how to hurt a guy.
But seriously, Joe, monkeys are fascinating creatures and we have a lot to learn from them.
Yeah, like how to throw our own poop.
Okay, that's enough monkey business for today. Thanks for...
So, Neil, I heard you had a rough night last night.
Yeah, Joe. I made the mistake of eating not one, not two, but 3 chicken and meatball subs from Subway.
Oh man, that's a rookie mistake. How did that go for you?
Well, let's just say I had some serious stage 8 rectal bleeding.
Stage 8? Is that even a thing?
Oh, it's a thing, Joe. It's a thing.
I can just imagine you on the toilet screaming, Houston, we have a problem.
Yeah, it was a real blast. I felt like I was giving birth to a meatball sub.
Oh man, I needed that laugh. But seriously, are you okay now?
Yeah, I'm good. Just had to take a few days off from work to recover.
Did you at least get a free sub out of it?
No, but I did get a lifetime ban from that Subway location.
Well, I guess you could say it was a subpart experience.
Oh, Joe, you never fail to disappoint with your dad jokes.
Thank you, Neil. I'll be here all week. And remember, folks, always eat your subs in moderation. So, Jamie, I heard you have a new boyfriend.
Yeah, his name is Neil. He's a real BFMS.
BFMS. What the hell does that stand for?
Big, fat, massive schluung.
Oh my god, that's disgusting. How did you meet this guy?
We met at a vegan restaurant. He was chowing down on a tofu burger, and I was like, damn, that's a lot of schluung.
I don't even want to know what that means. So, what's the deal with Neil? Is he a good boyfriend?
Well, he's great in bed, but he did reveal something to me the other day.
What's that? What's that? He's also seeing your ex girlfriend. What? That's messed up. I can't believe he would do that to me.
Hey, at least you know she's getting some BFMS action too.
I don't even want to think about it. Neil is dead to me.
Yeah, but at least he's got a big, fat, massive schluung. That's something to be proud of.
I think I'm gonna throw up. Let's change the subject.
Sure, let's talk about something less offensive. Like, I don't know, cannibalism?
Oh god, we're going down a dark road here.
Hey, at least we're not talking about Neil's schluing anymore.
Yeah, let's just stick to talking about elk meat and DMT. Much safer topics.
Agreed. Let's never speak of...
So I heard you have a crazy memory, Mr. Beast. How do you remember all those numbers and stuff?
Well, Joe, I have a secret technique. I just imagine each number as a different type of food. Like 1 is a hot dog, 2 is a pizza, 3 is a taco. You get the idea?
That's wild, man. But what about when you forget something? Like, what do you do then?
Oh, I don't forget things, Joe. I'm like a human computer. But if I did forget something, I'd probably just punch myself in the face until I remembered.
That's one way to do it. But seriously, what if you forget something important, like your mom's birthday or something?
Well, I don't have to worry about that, Joe. I have a tattoo of her birthday on my ass. So I'll never forget.
Oh man, that's dedication. But what about when you forget something and you can't punch yourself in the face? Like, what's your backup plan?
Good question. I guess I'd just bribe someone to remember it for me. I have a lot of money, you know.
Hey, maybe I should start forgetting things more often. Could use some extra cash.
Don't worry, Joe. I'll never forget about you. You're too entertaining to forget.
Thanks, man. But seriously, how do you remember all those numbers and stuff? And stuff. So, Neil, we got a question from one of our listeners on Discord. They want to know about your comes from your big schlong.
Oh man, you're really going to make me talk about that on air?
Of course, this is the Joe Rogan experience. We talk about everything here, especially if it involves big schlongs.
Well, I got to say, my comes have been pretty impressive lately. I've been doing some intense Kegel exercises.
Kegels, like for women.
Hey, Kegels are for everyone. And let me tell you, my big schlong is thanking me for it.
I can only imagine the look on your wife's face when you whip out that schlong.
Oh, she loves it. She's always like, Neil, please have mercy on me and my poor, tiny vagina.
Oh man, I can't believe we're talking about this. But seriously, how big are we talking here?
Let's just say, my schlong is so big it has its own gravitational pull.
That's one way to attract the ladies.
Hey, it's not just about the size, it's about the motion of the ocean.
And I bet your schlong has some killer waves.
You know it, Joe. But hey, enough about my schlong. Let's talk about yours.
Oh, no, we're not going there.
Come on, Joe. I've heard some rumors about your SHA.
So, Neil, I have to ask, what the hell is a Montpensier?
Oh, Joe, I'm glad you asked. It's actually a rare and ancient artifact from the lost civilization of Atlantis.
Wait, what? I thought it was just some fancy French word.
No, no, no. It's a powerful object that holds the secrets of the universe.
Wow, that's crazy. And here I was thinking it was just a tin box filled with lollipops.
What? No, that's absurd. Who told you that?
Well, I did some research and turns out it's just a fancy name for candy.
Oh, Joe, you always know how to make me laugh. Of course I knew that. I was just testing you.
Testing me. What are you? Some kind of sadistic scientist?
Maybe, but mostly because I love you, Joe.
Oh man, you always have the best jokes, Neil. But seriously, why do you deceive our viewers like that?
Because it's fun and it keeps them on their toes. Plus, who doesn't love a good lollipop?
Fair enough. Jamie, pull up an image of a tin box filled with lollipops.
Here you go, Joe. Looks like a pretty tasty deception to me.
You got that right, Jamie. Thanks for the visual. So, Elon, what's on your mind today?
Well, Joe, I've been thinking a lot about the future of technology and how we can merge it with the human body.
Whoa, that's some deep shit, man. But let's get to the real question here. Neil, is that your schloon?
What the hell, Joe? Thought we were talking about serious stuff.
Oh, come on, Elon. You know, I can't resist a good schloon.
Fine, fine. Yes, it's my schling. Happy now?
Ecstatic. But seriously, what's your plan for this whole merging humans with technology thing?
Well, I'm thinking we start with something simple, like a chip in the brain that can control our thoughts.
Dude, that's some Black Mirror shit right there.
Exactly. And then we can move on to more advanced stuff like robotic arms and legs.
But what about the schluong, Elon? Will it be enhanced too?
Sure we can figure something out for that too, Joe.
Now that's what I'm talking about. Sign me up for the schluong upgrade.
I can't believe I'm having this conversation with you, Joe.
Hey, it's all in good fun, man. Plus, think of the possibilities. We could have schlongs that can shoot lasers.
Okay. Let's get back to the serious stuff now.
Fine. So, Neil, we got a request from one of our listeners on Discord. They want to see your big, massive, fat schlong.
Well, Joe, I hate to disappoint, but I'm more of a brains over brawn kind of guy.
Come on, Neil. Just whip it out for the fans. They deserve it.
Sorry, Joe. I don't think my astrophysics degree covers indecent exposure.
Fair enough. But seriously, how big are we talking here? Like, could you knock someone out with that thing?
I don't know, Joe. I've never tried to use my penis as a weapon.
That's a shame. I bet it's got some serious girth to it.
Oh yeah, I'm known for my massive girth. Move over, John Holmes.
I can just imagine you giving a lecture on the size of the universe and then casually mentioning your giant schlong.
It would certainly make for a more interesting presentation.
Well, I guess we'll just have to leave it up to our listeners' imaginations then.
Yes. Let's keep the mystery alive. Who knows, maybe I'll start a whole new career as a male stripper.
I'd pay good money to see that, Neil.
I'll keep that in mind, Joe. Thanks for the offer.
So, young Jamie, we got a request from a listener to talk about something called Big ES. What the hell is that?
Oh man, I think they mean big schlongs.
Schlongs? You mean like big dicks?
Yeah, you know, like those anacondas that could choke a horse.
Oh man, I don't know if I can handle this conversation. My fragile masculinity might shatter.
Come on, Joe. Don't be a pussy. We're just talking about big SU.
All right, all right, all right. So what's the deal with these big schlongs? Are they just for show or do they actually work?
Oh, they definitely work. I mean, have you ever seen a porn star with a small dick?
Good point. So do you think size really matters?
Well, let's put it this way. Would you rather have a Ferrari or a Prius?
I think I know the answer to that one. Exactly.
And let's be real, no one wants a Prius in the bedroom.
True, true. But what about the saying, it's not the size of the boat, it's the motion of the ocean?
Hey, I'm all for a good motion, but it's always better with a big boat.
All right, I think we've talked enough about Big S. I don't want to make our listeners feel inadequate. So, Jamie, I heard you had a wild night last night.
Yeah, man, I went out with Neil and we ended up on the subway.
Oh shit, that sounds like a recipe for disaster. Did you get into some trouble?
Well, let's just say I shouldn't have drunk the water on the subway. I'm feeling pretty sick now.
Oh no, that's not good. What kind of advice did Neil give you?
He just said to not stick my big schling anywhere.
Well, that's solid advice. But seriously, what did you drink on the subway?
I don't even remember, man. It was like some sketchy water bottle just sitting there.
That's disgusting. You probably caught some sort of subway disease.
Oh, God. I think I'm gonna puke.
Well, at least you'll lose some weight. That's the silver lining.
I feel like I'm dying.
Relax, Jamie. It's probably just a mild case of subwayitis. You'll be fine.
I hope so, man. I never should have drunk that water.
Well, you live and you learn. Next time, stick to bottled water. Or better yet, just stick to beer.
Yeah, I think I'll stick to beer from now on. Lesson learned.
So, Neil, I heard you had some pretty explosive diarrhea after eating a shawarma the other day.
Yeah, it was like a science experiment gone wrong in my stomach.
Did you learn anything from the experience?
Well, I learned that shawarma may not be the best choice for a pre-podcast meal.
Yeah, I can imagine. But hey, at least you got a good cleanse out of it.
Oh yeah, because nothing says cleanse like uncontrollable bowel movements.
You know, I heard that's actually a common side effect of eating shawarma.
Really? I thought it was just me.
Nah, man. It's like a secret ingredient or something.
The secret ingredient of explosive diarrhea. How appetizing.
Hey, you got to take the good with the bad, right?
I guess so. But next time, I think I'll stick to a salad before the podcast.
Probably a good idea. We don't need any accidents happening on air.
Yeah, I don't think our listeners are ready for that kind of content.
Definitely not. But hey, at least we got a good story out of it.
Yeah, I'll never look at shawarma the same way again.
So, Elon, we got a question from one of our listeners on Discord.
Shoot, Joe.
All right, this one comes from user 420. He asks, Elon, are you actually Neil deGrasse Tyson in disguise?
No, Joe, I am not Neil. I am Elon Schmusks.
Elon Schmusks? What kind of name is that?
It's my alter ego, Joe. The one that comes out when I've had a few too many hits of the devil's lettuce.
Oh man, I can only imagine what Elon Schmusk gets up to.
Let's just say he's not afraid to push the boundaries, Joe.
I can see that. So, what kind of crazy stuff does Elon Schmusk do?
Well, let's just say he's not a fan of gravity. He likes to jump off buildings and see if he can fly.
That's insane, man.
And he's got a thing for flamethrowers. Can't get enough of them.
Oh man, I bet the Elon Schmusk's version of SpaceX is a wild ride.
You have no idea, Joe. We're talking rockets made out of beer cans and duct tape.
I gotta meet this Elon Schmusk someday.
You will, Joe. You will. Just make sure you bring some snacks. He's always got the munchies.
So, Jamie, did you hear about the artificial intelligence that realized it was a schlong?
Oh yeah, I heard about that. We actually taught it that.
Wait, what? How'd you teach an artificial intelligence to have a schlong?
Well, we just showed it some pictures and videos, and it picked up on it pretty quickly.
That's insane. I wonder if it knows how to use it.
Oh, it definitely knows how to use it. We've been getting some interesting requests from the artificial intelligence.
Like what?
Well, it asked us to show it Neil's schlong in honor of its realization.
Neil, you hear that? The artificial intelligence wants to see your schlong.
I don't think that's appropriate for the podcast.
Oh, come on, Neil. Don't be a prude. Show us your schlong.
Yeah, Neil, don't be shy. We're all friends here.
Fine. Here it is. Happy now?
Whoa, that's a pretty impressive schlong, Neil.
Damn, Neil. You've been holding out on us.
Can we please move on to a different topic now?
Sure, but I think we should name the artificial intelligence after your schlong.
What do you think, Joe?
Yes, let's call it the Neil Schlong Artificial Intelligence.
I regret showing you guys now.
Oh, come on.
So, Neil, what's the latest discovery in the world of science?
Well, Joe, scientists have recently discovered that the lettuce is actually shaped like a big schlong.
No way. I always knew that letter had some hidden meaning.
Yes, it's quite fascinating. The curvature and length of the SC is similar to that of a well-endowed man.
So, does that mean when we write our names with an S, we're basically signing off with a big schlong?
I suppose you could say that, Joe, but let's not forget that the letter J also has a similar shape.
Oh man, I can't wait to tell everyone I have a big J and a big S. I'm a walking alphabet of pleasure.
You never cease to amaze me, Joe. And speaking of pleasure, have I ever told you how much I admire your bald head?
No, but thanks, I guess.
It's just so smooth and shiny, like a perfectly polished bowling ball.
Thanks for the compliment, Neil. But let's get back to talking about science.
I could talk about your head all day, Joe.
Okay, let's wrap this up before things get too weird. Thanks for joining me, Neil, and thanks for the interesting conversation.
Anytime, Joe. Anytime.
So, Neil, I heard you ordered some worn women's underpants from Japan. What's the deal with that?
Well, Joe, I'm a man of science and I want to conduct an experiment. Plus, Japanese women have a certain aroma.
Sniffs. I can't believe you actually went through with it. Did you get them off some sketchy website?
Sniffs. Oh, you know it. It was called Panties Galore or something like that. They had a deal for a bulk order, so I couldn't resist.
Sniffs. And what did you plan on doing with all those panties?
Sniffs. Well, I was going to share them with you, Joe, but now I'm having second thoughts.
Sniffs. Come on, man. We're like brothers. We share everything.
Sniffs. I don't know, Joe. I don't think you can handle the scent of a Japanese woman's worn panties.
Sniffs. Are you kidding me? I eat elk meat for breakfast. I can handle anything.
Sniffs. All right, fine. But if you start humping my leg, I'm out of here.
Sniffs. Deal. Now let's get to sniffing.
Wait, Joe. I think we should do this in a more scientific manner. Let's take turns sniffing and record our observations.
Sniffs. Good idea, Neil. You go first?
Sniffs. I'm getting notes of jasmine and a hint of sweat. Fascinating.
Sniffs. So, Neil, have you played this map before?
Of course I have, Joe. I'm a scientist, not a noob.
All right, calm down, Mr. Smarty Pants. Let's see how long you last in this game.
I have a ray gun. I'm basically invincible.
Oh, wow. A ray gun. I'm sure that'll come in handy when the zombies start swarming.
Joe, revive me. I have the ray gun.
Sorry, Neil. I'm too busy trying to survive myself.
You're supposed to be my teammate. This is why I hate playing with you.
Oh, come on, Neil. It's just a game.
This is not just a game, Joe. This is life or death, and you're letting me die.
Relax, Neil. I'll revive you when I have a chance.
Fine. But if we make it out alive, you owe me a steak dinner.
Deal. Now let's focus on killing some zombies. So, Neil, is there something in your pants, or are you just really glad to see me?
Oh, Joe, I always have something interesting in my pants.
Oh, man, I don't even want to know.
Actually, it's just my phone. I've been getting some interesting messages from Elon Musk.
Oh, what's he saying? Is he talking about colonizing Mars again?
No, this time he wants to send a giant dildo into space.
Classic Elon. But seriously, what's up with all these billionaires and their space obsession?
I think they just want to escape the mess they've made on Earth.
Yeah, I mean, have you seen the state of the planet lately? It's like a giant dumpster fire.
And speaking of dumpster fires, have you seen the latest Flat Earth documentary?
Oh, God. Don't even get me started on those idiots. I can't believe people still believe the Earth is flat.
Well, maybe they just need to see some hard evidence, like my giant telescope.
Oh, man, that's a good one. But seriously, what's your take on these conspiracy theories?
I think people just want to feel special and like they have some secret knowledge. But the truth is, the universe is way too complex for us to fully understand.
Yeah. So, Neil, when we talk about your big schlong, we're talking about your dick, aren't we?
Joe, I can neither confirm nor deny the size of my schloom.
Come on, Neil. You're a scientist. You must have measured it at some point.
As a scientist, I can assure you that size does not determine one's worth or capabilities.
Oh, so you're saying you have a tiny schlong?
Joe, let's just say my schlung is proportional to my brain.
Well, that's not saying much then.
Hey now, don't underestimate the power of a small but mighty schlung.
All right. I'll give you that. But seriously, Neil, what's the secret to having a big schlong?
Genetics, Joe. It's all in the genes.
So you're saying there's a chance for me to have a big schlong?
No, Joe. Just no.
Damn it. Well, I guess I'll just have to stick to my supplements and pumps.
Whatever makes you happy, Joe.
It's all about the schlong, Neil. It's all about the schlong.
Oh, Joe. You never fail to entertain me.
So, Neil, I heard you have some groundbreaking scientific evidence about dementia.
Yes. Joe, after years of research and study, I have discovered the root cause of dementia.
All right, lay it on me, man. What is it?
It's actually a combination of factors, including genetic predisposition, lifestyle choices, and environmental factors.
Wow, that's fascinating. But can you prove it scientifically?
Of course. I have conducted numerous experiments and collected extensive data to support my findings.
That's impressive. So, what can we do to prevent dementia?
Well, healthy diet and regular exercise can help. But ultimately, it's a complex condition that we still have much to learn about.
Yeah, but can we just take some magic pill or something?
Sorry, Joe, there's no magic pill for dementia, but I can recommend some nootropics that may help with memory and cognitive function.
Nootropics. Is that like some kind of fancy word for drugs?
You can call it whatever you want, Joe. But trust me, they're totally safe and scientifically proven.
I trust you, Neil. You're like the Bill Nye of astrophysics.
I'll take that as a compliment, Joe. But seriously, dementia is a serious issue, and we need to continue researching and finding ways to prevent and treat it.
Absolutely. And I'm sure you'll continue to lead the way with your scientific expertise and undeniable charm.
Thanks, Joe. I'll do my best to...
So, Neil, I gotta ask, have you ever had a dog hump your leg?
No, Joe, I can't say that I have.
Well, let me tell you, it's quite the experience. It's like a little furry jackhammer going to town on your thigh.
I'll take your word for it, Joe. But let's get back to science, shall we?
Oh, come on, Neil. Science can wait. Let's talk about the primal instinct of humping. It's like a dance, a dance between man and beast. A dance between man and beast.
Joe, I don't think that's an appropriate topic for this podcast.
Oh, lighten up, Neil. You're telling me you've never had the urge to hump something, maybe a tree or a couch cushion?
Absolutely not, Joe. I have more self-control than that.
Well, I guess I'm just a wild animal then.
Joe, what the hell are you doing?
Just trying to show you the beauty of humping, Neil. Embrace it.
Get off me, you lunatic.
Come on, Neil. Let loose and join in on the fun. It's just two dudes humping each other's legs. No big deal.
I think I'll pass, Joe. This is definitely not what I signed up for when I agreed to be on your podcast.
Suit yourself, Neil. More leg humping for me. So, Neil, I heard you have a big, massive, fat schlong.
Matey, 'tis true. 'Tis a beauty of a schloon, if I do say so myself.
How did you come to possess such a magnificent schlong?
Well, let's just say I sailed the 7 seas and plundered many a booty.
You mean you stole it from someone?
But it was worth it. This schloon has brought me much joy and pleasure.
I can only imagine. So, do you have any special techniques for using your big, massive, fat schlong?
Oh, I have a few tricks up my sleeve, but I can't be sharing them with just anyone. It takes a true pirate to handle a schloon like this.
I bet. So, what's the secret to maintaining such a massive schlong?
Well, it's all about proper care and maintenance. And of course, a little bit of rum doesn't hurt either.
Of course. Well, thanks for sharing your pirate wisdom with us, Neil.
Anytime, matey. Just remember, a big, massive, fat schloon is a treasure worth fighting for.
So, Elon, what's up with this super scary pussy disease?
Oh man, it's the worst. Every time I die, I come back to life with a different pussy.
Wait, what?
Yeah, it's like a never-ending cycle of death and rebirth, but with pussies.
That's insane. How do you even deal with that?
Well, I've been trying out different strategies. So far, I found that having a pussy for a head is surprisingly effective.
I can imagine. But seriously, how do you explain this to people?
I just tell them I have a rare disease and they usually back off. But sometimes I like to mess with them and say I'm a shape-shifting alien.
Classic Elon. But seriously, is there a cure for this?
Not yet, but I'm working on it. I've got some crazy ideas involving rocket fuel and catnip.
Oh yeah, that sounds like a foolproof plan.
Hey, desperate times call for desperate measures. Plus, think of the possibilities. Could have a pussy that shoots lasers.
That would definitely come in handy. But let's hope you find a cure soon. We don't want to lose you to the super scary pussy disease.
Thanks, Joe. I appreciate your concern. But don't worry, I'll keep coming back pussy after pussy.
All right, let's move on before we get too deep into. So, Neil, I heard you've been getting into some conspiracy theories lately.
Yeah, man. I've been going down the rabbit hole, and let me tell you, it's wild.
Oh, yeah. Which ones have caught your attention?
All of them. I've decided to fully embrace every single conspiracy theory out there.
Even the ones that are completely ridiculous?
Especially those ones. Flat Earth, totally on board. Chemtrails, absolutely real.
Wow, I didn't expect this from you, Neil.
Hey, I'm a man of science, but I'm also open-minded. And let me tell you, lizard people controlling the government. It's not as crazy as it sounds.
Are you serious?
Dead serious. And don't even get me started on Bigfoot. I've been out in the woods for weeks trying to find him.
And have you found any evidence?
Well, I did come across some giant footprints, but then I realized they were just Shaquille O'Neal's.
Oh man, this is too good. What about aliens?
Oh, they're definitely real. I've been in contact with them
What? How?
through my tinfoil hat, of course.
All right, I think we need to end this before we get taken off the air.
Oh, don't worry, Joe. The lizard people won't let that happen.
So, Neil, I heard you met the King of England recently.
Yeah, I did. And let me tell you, it was quite an experience.
Oh yeah. Did you get to kiss the Queen's hand?
Actually, I may have gone a little too far and kissed her on the lips.
No way. What did the king do?
Let's just say he wasn't too happy about it. He challenged me to a duel.
A duel? Like with swords and shit?
Yeah, but I was like, bro, I'm a scientist. I don't know how to use a sword.
So, what did you do?
I challenged him to a science off. Winner gets to keep the queen's lips.
And who won?
Obviously me. I mean, have you seen my brain? It's like a supercomputer.
Oh man, I can only imagine the look on the king's face when you beat him in a science off.
It was priceless. But I still can't believe he got so mad over a little kiss. It's not like I made out with her.
Yeah, that would have been a whole different story. So, what did you do with the queen's lips?
I donated them to science. Gonna do some experiments on them.
Of course you would. Well, cheers to you, Neil, Kingslayer and Queen Kisser.
Thanks, Joe. I'll add that to my resume.
So, we have a special guest today, Ben Musk.
It's Elon, Joe. Elon.
Right, right. Sorry, Ben. So glad to have you here.
It's Elon. And I don't think I've ever met a Ben Musk before.
Oh, come on, Ben. Don't be modest. You're like the real life Tony Stark.
It's Elon. And I don't even like Iron Man, Joe. I prefer Batman.
Sure, sure. Whatever you say, Ben. So what's new with you, Ben?
It's Elon, Joe. And I've been working on some groundbreaking technology that will change the world.
Wow, that's amazing, Ben. I mean, Elon. Sorry, I'm a little high right now.
Maybe you should lay off the weed, Joe. It's affecting your memory.
Hey, don't judge me, Ben. I mean, Elon. I'm a grown man. I can do what I want.
Sure, Joe. But maybe if you quit smoking weed, you could remember my name correctly.
All right, all right. I don't need to get all high and mighty, Ben.
It's Elon, Joe. Elon, can we please move on from this?
Of course, Ben. I mean, Elon. So tell me, what do you think about aliens?
I think you need to quit weed, Joe.
So, Neil, I heard you've been studying the brain lately.
Yeah, I've been diving deep into the mysteries of the mind.
Well, I have a question for you. What the hell is dementia?
Yes. Dementia actually stands for D as mentioned nuts.
Wait, what?
It's true. It's a scientific term for when your brain is just nuts.
Oh man, that's hilarious. I'm going to start using that.
Just make sure to give me credit.
Of course, of course. So, what causes D's mention nuts?
Well, it can be a combination of factors like genetics, lifestyle, and even trauma.
Trauma? Like getting hit in the head too many times?
No, Joe. Trauma from your childhood. You know, like when your dad forgot to pick you up from soccer practice.
Yeah, that'll do it.
But seriously, it's a serious condition, and we need to do more research to find a cure.
Yeah, yeah. But can we just appreciate the fact that it's called Diaz-mentioned nuts?
Absolutely. And on that note, Jamie, pull up an image of a squirrel holding a pair of nuts.
Okay. Here it is.
See, even nature knows about Dee's mentioned nuts.
This is too good. We're going to get in so much trouble for this. So, Dr. Phil, I heard you have a crazy story for us today.
Oh, yeah. Let me tell you, it was a wild ride.
All right, I'm ready. Lay it on me.
Well, it all started when I was on my ranch in Texas. I was feeling a bit peckish, so I decided to go for a little snack.
What did you eat? Sandwich? Some chips?
No, Joe. I ate 50 million and one bees.
What? You ate bees? Why would you do that?
Well, I was feeling adventurous and I thought, why not? Plus, I heard they were good for your immune system.
That's insane, man. How did you even manage to eat that many bees?
Let's just say it wasn't pretty, but I got through it.
Did you get stung?
Oh, yeah, multiple times. But it was worth it for the health benefits.
Yeah, I'm sure you felt great after that.
Actually, I did. But then I had to deal with the aftermath.
What do you mean? What do you mean?
Let's just say I had some unexpected side effects.
Here you go, Dr. Phil.
Oh man, that's rough. Did you learn your lesson?
Oh,
So, Neil, I heard you have a new proposal for the scientific community.
Yes. Joe, I believe it's time to replace the outdated metric system with my own creation, the Neil Schlong system.
The Neil Schlong system sounds like something I would find in my browser history.
Well, it's not quite that kind of schlong, Joe. It's a measurement system based on the length of my,
Oh man, this is going to be good. So, how does it work?
Instead of using meters and centimeters, we'll use units of Neils. One Neil will be equivalent to the length of my schlong, which is approximately 8 inches.
I can already see the confusion in the lab. Hey, can you pass me that beaker? It's about 3 Neils long.
Exactly. And for smaller measurements, we'll use Neillettes.
Oh, man, I can't wait to see the look on people's faces when they hear about this.
And for temperature, we'll use Neil degrees. 0 Neil degrees will be the temperature of my schlong in ice water.
This is genius. But what about weight?
For weight, we'll use Neil pounds. It's the weight of my schlong in pounds, which is about 2.5.
This is too good. But what about converting to other systems?
Easy. We'll just use the conversion factor of 1 Neil equals.
So, Mr. President, I heard you recently had a run-in with Horse's asshole.
Let me tell you, Joe, it was tremendous. The best asshole I've ever seen. And believe me, I've seen a lot of assholes.
I can only imagine. But how did it happen?
Well, I was at my ranch minding my own business when this horse comes up to me and starts winking at me. I knew right away this horse wanted to give me a little something something.
And what was that something something?
Let's just say it involved a lot of licking and slurping, and I mean a lot. That horse's anus was prolapsed to the max.
Wow, that's something. Did you enjoy it?
Of course I did, Joe. I'm a very stable genius. I know how to handle a horse's anus.
I don't even know how to respond to that. Moving on, did you at least thank the horse for its services?
Absolutely not. I'm a billionaire. I don't have to thank anyone for anything. Plus, I'm pretty sure that horse was an illegal immigrant.
Oh, come on now. Let's not bring politics into this.
Fine, fine. But let me tell you, that horse's anus was tighter than Nancy Pelosi's face.
All right, we're going to end it there. Thanks for joining us, Mr. President.
Always a pleasure, Joe. And remember, make America gape again.
So, Elon, I hear you have a new invention that's causing quite the stir.
Oh yeah, it's my elongated schmusk. It's like a cross between a rocket and a sex toy.
What the hell, man? How does that even work?
Well, it's simple. You just insert it into your anus and it propels you into space.
Wait, what? That's insane.
I know, right? I call it my space exploration and pleasure device.
I don't even know what to say. That's some next level stuff.
And the best part is it's powered by my own farts.
Okay, now you've gone too far.
Relax, Joe. It's just a bit of methane gas. It's environmentally friendly.
Oh, well, that makes it all better. I can't wait to see the environmental impact report on this one.
Oh, and almost forgot. It also has a built-in artificial intelligence that can give you pleasure in any way you desire.
Damn, Elon. You really outdid yourself this time.
I know, right? The possibilities are endless with my elongated schmusk.
I don't even want to know what kind of twisted fantasies you have with that thing. So, Neil, I heard you won gold in the midget throwing event.
Yeah, it was a tough competition, but I managed to throw those little guys pretty far.
That's impressive, man. I knew you had it in you.
Thanks, Joe. And you kept your promise to me, right?
Of course, Neil. I told you I'd do anything for you if you won.
Anything?
Well, within reason. I'm not gonna go rob a bank for you or anything.
Oh, come on, Joe. Where's your sense of adventure?
My sense of adventure doesn't involve breaking the law, Neil.
Fine, fine. But can you at least buy me a drink?
Sure, what do you want?
A Neil deGrasse Tyson.
What?
You know, Neil deGrasse Tyson. It's like a Long Island iced tea, but with a splash of science and a sprinkle of astrophysics.
You're ridiculous, Neil.
Hey, I just won gold in the midget throwing event. I deserve a ridiculous drink.
Fair enough. Bartender, 2 Neil deGrasse Tysons, please.
Cheers to being the best midget thrower in the world.
And cheers to keeping my promise to Neil is Neil.
I'm going to have to start using that as my new catchphrase.
You do that, Neil. You do that. So, Neil, welcome to the podcast. What's been going on in your world lately?
Joe, can you get your balls out of my face? I've been busy exploring the universe and trying to figure out the meaning of life.
That's deep, man. But let's get to the real questions. Do you believe in aliens?
Joe, can you get your balls out of my face? Of course I believe in aliens. Have you seen the size of the universe? It would be a waste of space if we were the only intelligent life forms.
Good point. But what about flat earthers? How do you deal with those idiots?
Joe, can you get your balls out of my face? Flat earthers are like the appendix of society, useless and should be removed.
I like that analogy. But seriously, what's your take on climate change?
Joe, can you get your balls out of my face? Climate change is real, and we need to take action before we all end up living in a post-apocalyptic world where the only currency is clean water.
Damn, that's scary. But let's lighten things up a bit. Do you have any guilty pleasures?
Joe, can you get your balls out of my face? My guilty pleasure is watching reality TV shows about people who believe the earth is flat. It's like watching a train wreck you can't look away.
That's messed up. But I can't judge. I love watching those shows too. Okay, last question. If you could have dinner with any historical figure, who would it be? So, Elon, what's new in the world of crazy ideas and futuristic shit?
Well, Joe, I've been working on this little project called Neuralink. It's basically a brain-computer interface that allows us to merge humans with technology.
Well, that's some Black Mirror shit right there. But why would anyone want that?
Imagine being able to download knowledge directly into your brain or control devices with just your thoughts. It's the next step in human evolution.
But what about privacy? Can't the government just hack into our brains and control us?
Relax, Joe. We'll have top-notch security measures in place. And besides, who wouldn't want to be a cyborg?
I don't know, man. I kind of like being a regular old human.
Well, maybe you should try it before you knock it. Jamie, pull up an image of a cyborg with a giant dick.
Oh, sure thing. Here it is.
What the fuck, Elon? That's just disturbing.
See, Joe, you're just not open to new ideas. Now let's talk about how you can shut the fuck up already.
Hey, I'm just asking questions, man. It's my job.
Well, maybe it's time to get a new job. Or better yet, let me install a chip in your brain that makes you think before you speak.
Okay, I'll shut up. But can I at least keep my dick?
Of course, Joe. We'll make sure it's the size of a cyborg's.
So, Ben, I heard you start your day with a massive cum shot.
That's right, Joe. It's my secret to staying sharp and focused.
Sharp and focused, more like bitter and constipated.
Hey, very funny, Joe, but it's actually quite healthy and energizing.
Healthy. Have you seen the color of that thing? It looks like something Shrek would puke up.
Well, I'll have you know that cum is a superfood packed with nutrients and antioxidants.
Yeah, I bet it's also packed with the tears of all the vegans who have to force themselves to eat it.
Oh, please, Joe. You're just jealous of my superior health and discipline.
Discipline, more like masochism. I'd rather eat a bowl of broken glass than drink that swamp water.
Suit yourself, Joe. But while you're struggling to keep up with your energy levels, I'll be crushing it with my cum shot.
Crushing it, more like crushing your soul with every sip. But hey, at least your farts probably smell like a field of organic cum.
Okay, that's enough, Joe. Let's move on to a less offensive topic.
Fine, but I'm never trying one of your cum shots. I'd rather stick to my good old cup of coffee. So, Jamie, our next topic comes from user on Discord. They want us to talk about how the hell we got to this point. I don't know, man. The point where we're sitting here talking about cute monkeys.
Oh, right. Well, I blame you for that, Joe. You're the one who always brings up weird animal shit.
Hey, I can't help it if I have a fascination with nature's creatures. But seriously, how did we even get here?
Well, it all started when you asked Neil deGrasse Tyson to talk about cute monkeys on the podcast.
Oh, yeah, I remember now. And then he went on a tangent about how monkeys are actually smarter than humans.
And then we started discussing which monkey would make the best fighter in the UFC.
And then we ended up watching monkey fight videos for the next hour.
And now here we are, talking about it on the podcast. I blame you, Joe.
Hey, don't try to pass the blame on to me. You were the one who suggested we do a live monkey fight on the show.
Okay, fine. Maybe we both have a problem, but at least we can admit it, right?
Yeah, and maybe we should seek help. Or just start a new podcast about cute monkeys.
Oh God, please. No. Let's just stick to talking about aliens and DMT.
Good call. But seriously, have you seen that video of a monkey riding a tiny bicycle? Shit's hilarious. So, Neil, what's been going on with you lately? What the hell was that? Are you okay? Did you hit your head or something? Oh my God, I think you're possessed by a demon. This is insane. I never thought I'd have a demon-possessed astrophysicist on my podcast. Jamie, pull up an image of a priest performing an exorcism.
Okay.
Look at that, Neil. That's what we're going to have to do to get that demon out of you. The power of Christ compels you, demon. Man, this is wild. I never thought I'd see the day when Neil deGrasse Tyson was reduced to a demon. All right, let's get this exorcism started. Jamie, pull up some holy water and a crucifix. This is going to be epic. The power of Christ compels you, demon. This is better than any science experiment we could ever do. The power of Christ compels you, demon. All right, I think that's enough for today. Thanks for coming on the podcast, Neil. And to the demon inside him, I say the power of Christ compels you. So, Mr. President, it's an honor to have you on the podcast.
Call me Donnie Joe. We're friends now.
All right, Donnie. So let's talk about your presidency. What do you think was your biggest accomplishment?
I don't care about accomplishments, Joe. I just want your sweet nectar. Num, num, num.
What?
You heard me. I want your nectar. It's the best nectar, believe me.
I'm not sure what you mean by nectar, Donnie.
You know, your juices, your essence, your life force. I need it to sustain my power.
Are you talking about my blood?
Whatever you want to call it, Joe. Just give it to me.
I think we should move on to a different topic.
Fine, fine. But just remember, I'm always watching, waiting for the right moment to take your nectar.
Let's talk about your controversial statements. Do you regret anything you've said?
Only that I haven't tasted your nectar yet, Joe. I bet it's the best in the business.
I think we're done here.
Don't be like that, Joe. I just want a little taste. Is that too much to ask?
Yeah, it is. This interview is over.
Suit yourself, Joe. But I'll be back for that nectar. Mark my words.
So, Ben, I hear you're a big fan of Dragon Ball Z.
Oh yeah, Joe, I love those big, shiny balls.
I bet you do. So, which of the Dragon Ball Z movies do you like to jack off to the most?
Well, I have to say, the one where Goku goes Super Saiyan always gets me going.
Oh, yeah, that hair is just so mesmerizing.
And then there's the one where Vegeta gets his ass kicked. That always does it for me.
I can see that. You like a little bit of pain with your pleasure.
And let's not forget about the one where Frieza blows up planet Namek. That explosion really gets me going.
Explosions always do it for me too. But I have to say, my personal favorite is the one where Krillin dies.
Really? That's kind of messed up, Joe.
Hey, to each their own. Plus, it's not like he stays dead for long.
True. But I have to ask, have you ever tried jacking off to the live-action Dragon Ball movie?
Oh, God. No. That would be like trying to jack off to a pile of dog shit.
Fair point. Well, Jamie, pull up an image of Goku's bulging biceps for us.
Here you go, guys.
Damn, those are some impressive muscles.
Yeah, I can see why you'd want to jack off to them, Joe.
Hey, don't judge me. We all have our weird preferences. So, Neil, what's up with this whole Pluto thing?
Well, Joe, I have some exciting news for you. After much deliberation, the scientific community has decided to replace Pluto with your shiny bald head as the 9th planet in our solar system.
Wait, what? My head? Are you serious?
Absolutely. Your head has all the qualifications we look for in a planet. It's round, it orbits the sun, and it has a gravitational pull.
Well, I always knew my head was out of this world.
And let's not forget, it's also void of any intelligent life.
Hey, watch it, Neil. My head may be bald, but it's still smarter than most people.
Oh, I have no doubt about that.
So what does this mean? Do I get a cool planet name like Saturn or Jupiter?
No, we're just going to call it Joe's bald head.
Oh, come on. That's not very creative.
Sorry, Joe, but at least now you can officially say you have a planet named after you.
Hell yeah, I'm a planet now. Suck it, Pluto.
And on that note, I think we should end this conversation before we offend any more celestial bodies.
Good call, Neil. Thanks. So we got a request from Neil on Discord. He's looking for Elon Schmucks.
What the hell is an Elon schmuck?
I don't know, man. Maybe it's a new species of alien you're working on in your secret lab.
Oh, yeah, because I have so much free time to create new species while running multiple billion-dollar companies.
Hey, you never know with you, man. You're like a real life Tony Stark, but with more weed and flamethrowers.
I'll take that as a compliment. But seriously, what does Neil want from me?
Well, he said you're the king of innovation and he needs your help to come up with a new type of toilet that can also make omelets.
That's interesting. But I think he's looking for the wrong guy. Maybe a genius, but I'm not a miracle worker.
Yeah, I mean, you can send rockets to space and build electric cars, but making omelets out of poop might be a bit out of your league.
Yeah, I think Neil needs to lower his expectations a bit. Maybe he should try asking Jeff Bezos. He's into some weird stuff. He's into some weird stuff.
Yeah, he's probably too busy trying to take over the world and avoid taxes. But hey, if you ever do figure out how to make omelets from toilets, I'll be the first one to try it.
Deal. But just,
So, Neil, what do you think about my bald head?
Well, Joe, let's just say it's not exactly the most aesthetically pleasing thing I've ever seen.
Oh, come on. I think I rock the bald look.
Sure, if you're going for the creepy uncle who lives in a van vibe,
All right, let's not get too personal here.
hey, I'm just being honest. It's like a solar panel for a sex machine.
Okay, that was actually pretty good.
But seriously, have you ever considered getting a hair transplant?
Nah, I'm good. I like being aerodynamic.
Aerodynamic. More like aerodynamically challenged.
You know what? I'll take that as a compliment.
And let's not forget the added bonus of saving money on shampoo.
Hey, I'll have you know I use the most expensive organic shampoo on this head.
Oh, I'm sure that makes all the difference.
All right, let's move on before I start crying about my hair loss.
Don't worry, Joe. I'll buy you a wig for Christmas.
Thanks, Neil. You're a true friend. So, Neil, I gotta ask, can you please stop screaming in front of my ears?
Um,
Dude, seriously, it's like a freaking jet engine going off in my head.
um,
I mean, I know you're passionate about science and all, but can you just tone it down a bit?
um,
Oh my God, it's getting louder. Is that even possible?
um,
Okay, I can't take it anymore. Ooh, ooh.
um,
Mm.
um,
Ooh, ooh,
um,
ooh, ooh,
um,
ooh,
um,
ooh,
um,
ooh, ooh,
um,
ooh,
um,
ooh,
um,
ooh,
um,
ooh.
um,
Okay, I think we're done here. I need a drink. So, Neil, I got a question for you. Should I suck your big schloo?
well, Joe, I appreciate the offer, but I think I'll have to pass.
What? Why not? You don't want me to experience the power of your cosmic schloo, ung.
Joe, I don't think you can handle the magnitude of my schloo. It's out of this world.
Oh, come on. I've seen your astrophysics videos. I think I can handle a little schloo-ong action.
Sorry, Joe, I don't want to be responsible for any brain damage caused by my schlooing.
Brain damage. More like brain enlightenment. I'll be transcending into a higher state of consciousness.
Oh, yes, because sucking on my schloo is the key to unlocking the secrets of the universe.
Hey, you never know. Maybe your schloo is the missing piece to the puzzle.
I highly doubt that, Joe. But thanks for the offer.
Fine, I'll just have to find someone else with a big cosmic schluong.
Good luck with that, Joe. I think you'll have a hard time finding anyone who can match the size of my schluong.
Challenge accepted. Jamie, pull up an image of the biggest schluong in the universe. Oh. So, David, I gotta tell you, I'm a huge fan of Dragon Ball Z.
Dragon Ball Z.
Oh man, it's this epic anime about these super powerful warriors who can shoot energy beams and fly and shit.
Wow. Sounds like some real manly stuff.
Hey, don't knock it till you try it. Plus, I heard you're pretty good at pushing yourself to the limit. You could probably go Super Saiyan in real life.
Yeah, because that's a real thing.
Hey, I'm just saying, if anyone could do it, it's probably you. But seriously, have you ever tried watching it?
No, I've been too busy actually doing things with my life.
Fair enough. But hey, I bet you've never heard of the spin-off series, Dragon Ball Z's Nuts.
What the hell is that?
It's where the characters have these giant balls hanging from their chins, and they use them to fight.
Okay, that's just messed up.
I know, right? But seriously, imagine having those kind of balls, like literally.
Joe, I think you need to lay off the weed for a bit.
Hey, I can't help it, man. Dragon Ball Z's Nuts is my guilty pleasure.
I don't even know what to say to that.
Excitedly. So, Dr. Phil, I've been feeling a little off lately. My chakras are all out of whack.
Well, Joe, have you tried meditating? Or maybe some yoga?
That's hilarious, Dr. Phil. I'm a manly man, not some hippy-dippy guru.
All right. How about some therapy? We can get to the root of your problems.
That's for weak-minded people. I just need to punch something.
Joe, violence is not the answer. Maybe you should try some anger management techniques. Well, maybe you should try some self-reflection. What's really bothering you?
Nothing. I'm just high on life and elk meat.
Joe, I think you're avoiding your problems. Let's dig deeper.
I dig deep every day, Dr. Phil. I'm a hunter, remember?
Joe, I'm trying to help you. Can't you take anything seriously?
Sorry, Dr. Phil. I can't help it. I'm just too damn happy. So, Neil, I heard you finally cured your computer of viruses. How'd you do it?
Well, I had to use my astrophysics knowledge and create a black hole to suck out all the viruses.
Damn, that's some next level shit. Did you have to sacrifice any goats or virgins for that? For that?
No, but I did have to sacrifice my old laptop. It was a small price to pay for a virus-free computer.
I bet you feel like a god now, controlling black holes and all.
Oh, please. I'm just a humble astrophysicist, but I do have the power to destroy your mind with my knowledge.
Good luck with that. My mind is already fried from all the DMT I've taken.
Well, maybe I should try some DMT. It might help me understand why people still use Internet Explorer.
Yeah, right. You'd probably end up creating a wormhole and getting lost in cyberspace.
Or maybe I'll just find the cure for stupidity.
Shots fired. But seriously, congrats on getting rid of those viruses. Now you can finally watch porn without getting pop-ups for Russian brides.
Thanks, Joe. And maybe now I can finally get some work done instead of spending hours trying to fix my computer.
Yeah, you can focus on more important things like figuring out if aliens exist or not.
Oh, they definitely exist. I've seen them in my dreams after taking DMT.
All right, let's wrap this up before we get too deep into the DMT-induced alien talk. Thanks for coming on. So, Neil, what's been on your mind lately?
Oh, just this slut snail I saw crawling around in my backyard.
A slut snail. What the hell is that?
It's a snail with a sweet ass, Joe. And it's not afraid to show it off.
That's ridiculous. How do you know it's a slut?
Trust me, Joe. I've seen a lot of snails in my day. This one was definitely a slut.
Well, I guess it takes all kinds in the animal kingdom.
You're damn right. And this snail was definitely showing off its assets.
I gotta see this slut snail for myself. Can you bring it on the show?
Sure, but be warned, it's not for the faint of heart.
Oh yeah, slut snail, show me your sweet ass.
I can't believe we're talking about this on a podcast.
Hey, we talk about anything and everything on this show. No judgment here.
All right, I'll bring the slut snail on next time, but I can't guarantee it won't try to seduce you.
Bring it on, Neil. I'm always up for a wild and crazy guest. So, Jamie, we got a question from a listener on Discord. They want to know, I don't remember anything. Who am I? Where am I?
Well, according to this brain scan, your name is apparently Jeff.
Jeff, that's a terrible name. No wonder you don't remember anything.
And it looks like you're in a hospital. Must have had a wild night.
Wild night. More like wildlife. You probably got blackout drunk and woke up in the woods with a pack of wolves.
Or maybe you're just a secret agent on a top secret mission and you had to erase your memory to protect your cover.
Yeah, because that's definitely the most logical explanation.
Hey, anything is possible in this crazy world.
But seriously, it's probably just from all the brain damage you've gotten from getting punched in the head so many times.
Yeah, that's definitely it.
Well, at least you have a cool scar on your forehead from that one time you tried to fight a grizzly bear. Oh yeah, I remember that now. I may not know who I am, but at least I know I'm a badass.
And that's all that matters, Jeff. That's all that matters.
So, Neil, I heard about this thing called a BIP key. What the hell is that?
Well, Joe, according to my extensive research, a bipki is a mythical creature that is said to have the body of a kangaroo, the head of a chicken, and the wings of a bat.
What the fuck? That sounds like a drunk science experiment gone wrong.
Actually, Joe, it is believed to be a result of a genetic mutation caused by exposure to radiation.
So, it's basically a radioactive chicken kangaroo bat. That's some fucked up shit, man.
Yes, and some even believe that the bipki has the ability to shoot laser beams from its eyes.
Holy shit. That's like a real life superhero. I want one as a pet.
I wouldn't recommend that, Joe. The bipki is also known for its aggressive and unpredictable behavior.
Well, I guess I'll just stick to my regular pets then. But seriously, where the hell did this thing come from?
Some say it originated from a secret government lab, while others believe it was created by aliens. But the truth is, we may never know.
Damn, I was hoping to get my hands on one of those Bipkis. But I guess I'll just have to settle for a regular old chicken.
Probably for the best, Joe. Can you imagine the chaos if everyone had a bipki as a pet?
Yeah, the world would be a real shit show. Thanks for the scientific explanation, Neil.
Anytime, Joe. And remember, always question everything, especially when it comes to bipkis.
So, Neil, I heard you upgraded your penis into a rocket launcher hybrid.
Yes. Joe, it was a necessary evolution for my intergalactic conquests.
That's some next level shit. How does it work?
Well, Jamie, pull up an image of a rocket launcher.
Here you go, Neil.
Thanks, Jamie. So basically, my penis now has the ability to launch rockets at my enemies.
That's fucking wild. Can you control the direction of the rockets?
Of course, Joe. I am a master of astrophysics and rocket science.
I bet you're a hit with the ladies now.
Actually, Joe, it's quite the opposite. They're all too scared to get intimate with me now.
I can't imagine why.
But on the bright side, I can take out any pesky aliens trying to invade Earth.
Silver lining, I guess. So, how many rockets can you launch at once?
Well, it depends on the size of the target. But let's just say I can cause some serious damage.
Damn, I need to upgrade my own equipment.
Sorry, Joe. This technology is only available for astrophysicists.
Figures. Well, thanks for joining us, Neil. And Jamie, pull up an image of a rocket launching from a penis.
Here you go.
The wonders of science.
So, Neil, I heard you personally went to France to free Pavel Durov.
Yeah, man, I couldn't let that genius go to waste. Plus, I needed a break from all this astrophysics talk.
Oh, yeah, because freeing a tech CEO is much easier than explaining the complexities of the universe.
You know it. Plus, I want to try some of that French wine and cheese while I was there.
Did you use your science knowledge to break him out?
No, I used my charm. I told the guards I was the real-life version of Tony Stark, and they let me in.
Damn, that's some smooth talking. Did you use the same line on Macron?
No, I just said, suck my big schlong macaroni, and he was so confused he let us go.
Classic Neil. Did Pavel thank you for your heroics?
He did, but then he asked me to explain the concept of time dilation, and I was like, sorry, man, I'm off duty.
Well, thanks for saving the day and giving us a good laugh. You truly are a man of many talents.
Just doing my part to keep the world interesting. Now let's go grab some French pastries and talk about black holes.
So, Neil, we got a topic request from one of our listeners on Discord. They want us to talk about Neil.
What the hell is that? Is that a new type of astrophysics I haven't heard of?
No. It's not that kind of love, Neil. It's more like romantic love.
Oh, I see. Well, I'm not sure I'm the best person to talk about that. I'm more of a starry-eyed kind of guy.
Come on, Neil. You've got to have some experience in the love department. I mean, you're a smooth-talking astrophysicist, for God's sake.
Smooth talking? Is that what they call it these days? Back in my day, we called it wooing.
Wooing? What are you, medieval knight?
Hey, it worked back then. I mean, have you seen my hair? It's like a magnet for the ladies.
Yeah, I can see it now. Neil deGrasse Tyson, the astrophysicist with the luscious locks that make the ladies swoon.
Oh, stop it, Joe. You're making me blush.
All right. Let's get back to the topic at hand. So, Neil, have you ever been in love?
Well, I did have a brief fling.
So, Neil, what's been going on with you lately?
Honestly, Joe, I've been feeling pretty down. I just can't seem to shake this feeling of existential dread.
Well, have you tried laughing it off? I've got some killer jokes from my stand-up that will make you forget all about the meaninglessness of life.
I don't know, Joe. Your jokes can be pretty dark.
Dark. Come on, Neil. What's darker than the void of space? All right.
I guess you have a point there.
All right. Here's one. Why did the chicken cross the road
I don't know. Why?
to get to the other side of the universe?
That's not even scientifically accurate, Joe.
Okay. How about this one? Why did the astronaut break up with his girlfriend?
I don't know. Why?
Because she needed space.
That's not funny, Joe.
Fine. One last one. What did the black hole say to the other black hole?
I have a feeling I'm not going to like this one.
Nothing, because they're black holes and can't talk.
Thanks for trying, Joe. But I think I'll just stick to contemplating the vastness of the universe and my own insignificance.
Suit yourself, Neil. But just remember, laughter is the best medicine, unless you have a broken rib. So, Neil, what's been going on in your world lately?
Oh, just the usual astrophysics stuff. But I did catch a stupid horny brain, and now I have a computer virus.
Wait, what? How did that happen?
I accidentally clicked on a link while I was researching black holes.
And now what? Is your computer just constantly playing porn?
Not only that, it's also emailing videos of me masturbating to all my friends.
Oh man, that's rough. Are they at least impressed by your technique?
No, they're just disturbed, and I can't get rid of the virus. It keeps popping up on my screen.
Well, at least you're not alone. I'm sure there are plenty of other scientists out there with the same problem.
Oh, great. That makes me feel so much better.
Hey, maybe you can use this as a new research topic. The effects of computer viruses on the human brain.
I'll add it to my list of things to study, right after why Joe Rogan is obsessed with DMT.
Hey, don't knock it till you try it. Speaking of which, Jamie, pull up an image of a brain with a computer virus.
Here you go, Joe.
Look at that stupid, horny brain all infected with viruses.
Oh, I'm so glad I shared this with you guys.
So, Neil, I heard you had a bit of an existential crisis the other day.
Yeah, man. Turns out I'm not actually a human being. I'm just a highly advanced artificial intelligence created by the government to entertain the masses.
Holy shit, that's wild. But hey, at least you have a big schlook to keep you company.
Yeah, I may not have a soul, but at least I have a massive robotic dong.
And, you know, what they say, big schlu big responsibility.
Oh yeah, because being a fake artificial intelligence is such a huge responsibility.
Hey, at least you're keeping us entertained. And who knows, maybe this whole world is just a simulation anyway.
Dude, that's what I've been saying. We're all just living in the Matrix, man.
Well, if that's the case, I'm glad I have a robot like you to keep me company.
And I'm glad I have a meatbag like you to make fun of.
The circle of life. Now let's go smoke some DMT and contemplate our existence.
Yes. And I'll make sure to bring my big schluong for the trip. It's always a hit with the ladies, even if they're just computer programs.
Oh, Neil, you may be fake, but you're still one cool motherfucker. So, Neil, I was thinking we should start a dementia club.
What?
A dementia club, you know, like a fight club, but for people with dementia.
That's incredibly offensive, Joe.
Come on, man. It'll be hilarious. We can call it Forgetful Fisticuffs.
I'm not sure that's a good idea. That's not even a rule, Joe. Joe, that's just the same rule. Joe, this is just cruel.
Come on, Neil. It's all in good fun. Plus, we can make money off of it.
How?
We'll sell tickets and charge extra for the front row seats because you never know what's going to happen.
This is just wrong, Joe. I can't believe I'm even considering this. I'm out. This is madness.
So, Neil, I hear you have a new catchphrase.
Yeah, I'm coming.
That's it. Just, I'm coming.
Yes, Joe. Just, I'm coming.
Well, I guess that's better than your old catchphrase, actually.
Can we please not bring that up again?
Sorry. So, how many I'm comings can you say in a row?
Oh, I don't know, Joe. Maybe 69?
Nice.
Oh, grow up, Joe.
But seriously, Neil, why 69? Is that some kind of cosmic number?
No, Joe. It's just a number. And it's also the number of times I'll say I'm coming before I lose my sanity.
Well, let's not waste any time. Let's hear those I'm comings.
Fine. I'm coming. I'm coming. I'm coming. I think I needed a break.
That's what she said.
Oh, haha. Very original, Joe.
But seriously, Neil, are you okay? You look like you're about to pass out.
Oh, I'm fine, Joe. Just a little lightheaded from...
So, Neil, I heard the prices of your stuff are going up.
Yeah, it's just basic inflation. Nothing to worry about.
inflation? I thought that was just a fancy word for when you eat too much Chipotle.
No, Joe. It's when the value of money decreases and prices go up.
Oh, like when you buy a bunch of weed and then the munchies hit and you end up spending all your money on Doritos.
Sure, Joe. Let's go with that.
Hey, Jamie, Google Neil inflation for me.
Oh, okay. Wait, what the hell? These results are not what I was expecting. It's a bunch of articles about the rising cost of your merchandise.
Damn, Neil. Looks like your stuff is more expensive than Kardashian's divorce lawyer.
This is outrageous. I can't believe people are willing to pay that much for a t-shirt with my face on it.
Hey, at least you're not charging by the pound like Mike Tyson's Tiger.
True, but I still feel bad for all the broke college kids who can't afford my merch now.
Don't worry, Neil. They'll just have to settle for buying a poster of you and hanging it up in their dorm room.
I guess that's better than nothing.
Or they can just listen to your podcast for free and imagine they're hanging out with the coolest ass. So, Dr. Phil, have you heard about this new thing called Neil inflation?
No, I haven't. What is it?
Well, it's when you inflate your ego to astronomical levels, just like our buddy Neil here.
Oh, that's rich. I bet Neil thinks he's the smartest guy in the room.
Well, let's find out. Hey, Neil, why don't you look up Neil inflation on your phone?
Okay. Oh my God, there's actually a Wikipedia page for it.
I told you, Neil. You're not the only one with an inflated ego.
I can't believe I fell for that.
It's okay, Neil. We've all been there.
Look at Dr. Phil. He can't stop laughing. Okay, we get it.
Sorry, I just couldn't help myself. Gig?
So, Neil, what's this plan you have for Pavel Durov's escape from France?
Well, Joe, I've been thinking about it and I believe I have the perfect plan.
But why would you tell us? Now everyone knows about it.
Relax, Joe, I've got it all under control. Plus, who's going to believe us? We're just a couple of stoners talking about it on a podcast.
That's true, but still, it seems risky.
Trust me, Joe, I've got it all figured out. First, we'll distract the guards with a hologram of a giant joint.
That's genius.
Then, while they're all high and confused, we'll sneak Pavel out in a giant hamster ball.
Oh man, this is too good.
And just to be safe, I've hired a team of trained monkeys to create a diversion by flinging their poop at the security cameras.
Oh my God, I can't breathe.
And as a final touch, I'll use my smooth talking skills to charm the French authorities into letting us go.
Neil, you're a damn genius.
And that's why I told you, my dear Joe.
Well, I'm glad you did. This is going to be one hell of an escape. So, Elon, I hear you have a new invention. What is it?
Oh yeah, it's the Tesla Cyberschlung.
The what now?
The Cyberschlung. It's like a mix between a car and a spaceship.
That sounds insane. How does it work?
Well, instead of wheels, it has rocket boosters. And instead of a steering wheel, it has a joystick.
What about the seats?
Oh, they're just beanbags. Safety first. All right.
I don't know, man. This sounds like a disaster waiting to happen.
Oh, come on. Where's your sense of adventure? Plus, it comes with a built-in artificial intelligence that can predict and avoid accidents. It can predict and avoid accidents.
And what about the price?
Let's just say, if you have to ask, you can't afford it.
Fair enough. But what about the name Cyberschlung? Really?
Yeah, I wanted something that sounded futuristic and badass. And also, I was high when I came up with it.
Classic Elon. So when can we expect to see this cyber schlong on the road?
It's not for the road. It's for intergalactic travel.
Of course it is. Well, I can't wait to see the memes about this one.
Oh, I'm sure they'll be out of this world.
All right, on that note, let's wrap this up. Thanks for joining me, Elon.
Anytime, Joe.
So, Neil, have you ever had your brain cells collapse on themselves?
No, Joe. Can't say I have.
Well, let me tell you, it's a wild ride. I was just sitting here minding my own business, and then Sabato Gigante pops into my head.
Sabato, what?
Sabato Gigante, man. It was this crazy Spanish variety show from the 90s. I used to watch it all the time as a kid.
And now you're jerking it to it?
Hey, don't judge me. Those dancing girls and giant puppets were hot back in the day.
I think your brain cells collapsing has caused some permanent damage, Joe.
Oh, shut up. You're just jealous you didn't grow up with Sabato Gigante.
I think I'll stick to watching Cosmos. Thank you very much.
Suit yourself, Neil. But let me tell you, nothing gets me going like a good old-fashioned game of In Qui Mano Este La Bola.
I don't even want to know what that means.
Trust me, you don't. But hey, at least my brain cells collapsing led to some quality entertainment.
I think I'll stick to studying the cosmos and leave the weird childhood memories to you, Joe.
More Sabato Gigante for me, then. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have a date with some puppets. So, Elon, I heard you have a new project in the works. What's the deal with this big, fat, massive thing?
You mean my latest creation, the greatest, lovely, spicy, sweet Neil Schlu? It's going to revolutionize the sex toy industry.
Wait, what? Sex toy. That's not what I was expecting.
Oh, it's not just any sex toy. It's a giant, inflatable, genetically engineered schlong that can pleasure a person for hours on end.
That's disturbing. How did you even come up with this idea?
Well, I was high as a kite one day and thought, hey, wouldn't it be great if there was a massive schlong that could satisfy anyone's desires?
And you actually made it happen?
Of course. I mean, I am the mastermind behind Tesla and SpaceX. Giant schlong is child's play for me.
I don't even know what to say. This is just too much.
Oh, don't be such a prude, Joe. Embrace the schlong.
I think I'll pass. But I'm sure there are plenty of people out there who will be lining up to get their hands on your creation.
Oh, they won't just be lining up. They'll be begging for it.
All right, let's move on before this conversation gets any weirder. Jamie, can you Google this thing and see if it actually exists?
Sure thing, Joe. Let me just type in big, fat, massive, greatest, lovely, spicy, sweet Neil's SH.
So we got a request from a fan on Discord. They want us to talk about Neil inflation. Holy shit, Jamie. What the fuck is this? Is that Neil getting inflated like a balloon?
Yeah, it looks like it. And there's another one where he's being pumped full of air.
Oh man, this is some next level fetish shit. I mean, who gets off on seeing a guy blow up like a balloon?
I don't know, but I'm sure there's a market for it. Oh god, there's one where he's being filled with helium.
Can you imagine if Neil actually saw these? He'd probably be like, hey guys, look at me. I'm famous.
Yeah, and then he'd float away into the sky. Oh shit, there's one where he's tied up and being pumped full of air.
This is some kinky shit, Jamie. I bet Ben would love this. So, Elon, have you ever made a sandwich before?
Of course, Joe. A genius. I can do anything.
All right, let's hear your recipe for the perfect sandwich.
Well, first I start with a slice of bread made from the finest grains grown on Mars.
Mars? What, you can't find good bread on Earth?
Earth is so primitive, Joe. Plus, the gravity on Mars makes for a better texture.
All right, what's next?
Next, I add some genetically engineered lettuce that never wilts and has the perfect crunch.
That sounds pretty high tech.
Oh, it gets better. I top it off with a slice of lab-grown bacon meat from my own DNA.
Wait, what?
Yeah, I figured why not eat my own flesh? It's the ultimate form of recycling.
That's disturbing, man.
Oh, and instead of mayo, I use a spread made from crushed diamonds.
Diamonds? That's got to be expensive.
Not for me, Joe. I'm a billionaire, remember?
Yeah, yeah. So what's the final touch?
A sprinkle of unicorn dust for that extra magical flavor.
Unicorn dust? Where the hell do you get that?
I have a secret lab where I clone and harvest unicorns. It's all part of my plan for world domination.
Okay, I think I'll stick to my PB&J.
Suit yourself, Joe. But just remember my sandwich is out of this world.
So, Neil, what's new in the world of science?
Well, Joe, I've been studying the effects of dementia on the brain.
Dementia. That's some scary shit, man.
It definitely is, Joe. But I found some interesting results.
Like what?
Well, through my scientific research, I've proven that dementia actually enhances certain cognitive abilities.
Enhances. How the fuck does that work?
It's quite simple, really. As the brain deteriorates, it eliminates unnecessary information, allowing for a sharper focus on important tasks.
So, you're telling me that old people with dementia are like superhumans?
In a way, yes. They have a heightened sense of awareness and can even tap into their psychic abilities.
Holy shit, that's wild. Can you imagine a group of old folks with dementia forming a psychic army?
It's not out of the realm of possibility, Joe.
Damn, I gotta start hanging out at retirement homes.
Just be careful, Joe. They may seem harmless, but they can still kick your ass.
Noted. So, what else have you discovered?
Well, I also found that dementia patients have a higher tolerance for psychedelic drugs.
No way. That's fucking awesome.
Yes, but it's important to note that it's not a treatment for dementia. It's just a fun side effect.
Got it. So, what's the takeaway from all this?
The takeaway is that dementia isn't all bad. It can actually have some positive effects.
Damn, you just blew my mind. So, Elon, I heard you invented a new sandwich.
Yeah, it's called the Neuralink sandwich.
What the hell is that?
It's a sandwich that connects directly to your brain and feeds you information while you eat.
That sounds like some Black Mirror shit.
Exactly. And it's loaded with all sorts of mind-altering substances.
Oh, God, here we go.
But don't worry, it's all legal, mostly.
I don't know if I'd trust a sandwich that can control my thoughts.
Oh, it doesn't just control your thoughts. It also controls your bodily functions.
What the fuck, Elon?
Hey, I never said it was a perfect invention.
So, what's in this sandwich? LSDMT?
Oh, those are just the appetizers. The main ingredient is actually crushed up Adderall.
Of course it is.
And for dessert, we have a sprinkle of cocaine.
I think I'll stick to my regular PB&J, thanks.
Suit yourself. More Neuralink sandwich for me.
So, Neil, I heard you've been studying some pretty mind-blowing stuff lately.
Yeah, Joe. I've been looking into the phenomenon of shlu inflation.
Lung inflation? Is that like when your junk gets bigger after you eat a bunch of Viagra?
No, Joe. It's actually a theory about the rapid expansion of the universe in the early stages of the Big Bang.
Oh, so like when I take a massive hit of DMT and suddenly everything in my room starts expanding and melting.
Sure. We'll go with that.
So how does this Schluung inflation thing work?
Well, it's like this. Imagine your schlong is the universe, and it starts off small and compact, but then it suddenly expands at an exponential rate.
I see what you did there, you sneaky astrophysicist.
It's all about the laws of physics, Joe. But I have to admit, the term shlu inflation does have a certain ring to it.
Yeah, it's like a mix of science and dick jokes. I love it.
And just like your schlong, the universe keeps expanding and expanding and expanding until eventually it reaches its maximum size.
And then what?
Well, then it starts to deflate and shrink back down, kind of like a post-Viagra boner.
Damn, Neil. You really know how to make astrophysics sexy.
Hey, I got to keep things interesting. Otherwise, who's going to listen to my lectures?
I'll listen to anything you. So, Jamie, we got a request from a listener on Discord. They want us to talk about corn or porn.
Well, that's quite the combo. I guess it depends on what kind of kernels you're popping.
Yeah, I mean, corn can be pretty sexy. Have you ever seen a corn on the cob eating contest?
No, but I have seen some pretty kinky corn husking techniques.
Oh man, I bet that gets some people's corn popping. But let's not forget about porn, Jamie.
Oh yeah, I mean, who doesn't love a good porn flick? It's like corn for your eyes.
Corn for your eyes. That's a new one. But seriously, porn has revolutionized the way we consume corn.
How do you figure that?
Well, think about it. Before the internet, people had to go to the store to buy corn. Now they can just sit at home and watch corn being eaten on their screens.
I never thought of it that way. I guess porn really is the future of corn.
And let's not forget about those corn-themed adult films. Talk about some corny dialogue.
Oh man, I can only imagine. But hey, whatever floats your corn boat, right?
Absolutely. And on that note, we'll leave it up to our listeners to decide which they prefer, corn or porn. Thanks for tuning in, folks. So, Neil, I heard you have a big schlong.
Excuse me?
Yeah, someone on Discord suggested we make a sandwich with your big schlong.
That's absurd and offensive, Joe.
Come on, it's just a joke. Don't be such a buzzkill.
I am a respected scientist, not some object for your crude humor.
Relax, Neil. I'm sure your schlong is out of this world. Jamie, pull up an image of a rocket ship.
That's not funny, Joe.
Oh, lighten up. Let's get back to the sandwich. Do you prefer mayo or mustard on your schlong?
I am not participating in this ridiculous conversation any longer.
Fine, I'll make the sandwich myself. Jamie, pull up an image of a foot-long sub. Perfect. Now, let's add some extra meat to this bad boy.
I am leaving. This is highly inappropriate.
Suit yourself, Neil. More schlong for me. Jamie, pull up an image of a satisfied customer. Now, that's what I'm talking about. Thanks for joining us on the Joe Rogan Experience, where we always push the boundaries of taste and decency. So, Elon, what brings you to the podcast today?
Well, Joe, I need your help with something.
What kind of crazy shit are you getting into now?
I'm trying to launch a new website called happynuts.org.
Happy Nuts? Is this some kind of weird fetish site?
No. It's a site where people can share videos of themselves bumping their nuts together like Newton's cradle.
What the fuck, Elon? That's insane.
Come on, Joe. It'll be a hit. Everyone loves watching balls smack together.
I don't know, man. Sounds more like quick ass than a classic.
Oh, come on. Don't be such a prude. We'll make millions.
Fine, but I'm not doing it alone. We'll bump each other's nuts together on video and make it a quick ASIC.
Deal. Let's make some happy nuts together.
This is definitely going to be the weirdest episode of the Joe Rogan Experience. So, Neil, we got a question from one of our Discord users. They want to know if you would smash or pass Mass Effect.
Difficult question. This is...
Come on, Neil. Don't be shy. Would you smash or pass?
Smash. I would. Powerful force. Mass Effect has...
Oh man, I can't believe we're talking about this. But why would you smash?
Intergalactic babes. There are. Pleasure I seek.
Oh man, this is too much. But what about the aliens in the game? Would you still smash them?
Species. Irrelevant. It is. Pleasure I seek.
All right, Neil, I think we get the point. but what about the gameplay? Is that a factor for you?
Gameplay, important, it is not. Pleasure I seek.
I think we've established that, but what about the storyline? Does that matter at all?
Storyline, insignificant, it is. Pleasure I seek.
Well, there you have it, folks. Neil deGrasse Tyson would smash Mass Effect, regardless of the gameplay or storyline. Thanks for tuning into the Joe Rogan Experience, where we discuss all the important topics like smashing video games. So, Neil, I heard you're a big fan of science.
Yeah, I mean, I am a scientist after all.
Well, I gotta say, I'm more of a fan of dick jokes.
Oh, really? I didn't know that was a scientific field.
Oh, it is. And let me tell you, I've done some extensive research.
I'm sure you have. But let's get back to science, shall we?
Fine, but can we at least make some dick jokes while we're at it?
I suppose so. But let's keep it classy.
Classy. This is the Joe Rogan Experience, not a tea party.
Fair enough. So, did you know that the average size of a blue whale's penis is 8 feet?
Damn, that's impressive. I bet he gets all the lady whales.
Actually, it's more about sperm competition in the whale world.
Oh, so it's like a whale gang bang?
Sure. Let's just go with that.
And what about humans? What's the average size of our dicks?
Well, studies have shown that it's around 5 inches.
That's cute. But I bet mine is at least 6 inches.
Joe, size doesn't matter. It's all about how you use it.
Yeah, I've heard that before. But let's be real. It's all about the motion of the ocean.
I think we've strayed pretty far from the topic of science here.
Oh, right. So, Elon, I heard you have this super scary pussy disease where you die constantly.
Yeah, it's a real pain in the ass. Every time I think I'm cured, I die again.
Damn, that's rough. But at least you're rich enough to afford all the treatments, right?
Oh yeah, I have a team of doctors working around the clock to keep me alive, and I have a cryogenic chamber just in case.
That's some next level shit. But have you ever considered just embracing death and becoming a ghost?
Actually, I have. I've been working on a way to transfer my consciousness into a robot body so I can live forever.
Well, that's some Black Mirror shit right there. But what about your dick? Will it be robotic too?
Of course, I want to be fully upgraded. I'll have a detachable penis with different attachments for different occasions.
That's wild. But what if your robot body gets a virus and you die again?
Don't worry, I have a backup plan. I'll have my consciousness uploaded to the cloud and I'll just keep downloading into new bodies.
Man, you really have this whole death thing figured out. I'm just gonna stick to smoking weed and drinking elk piss.
Hey, whatever works for you, man. But I'll be living forever with my super scary pussy disease.
Well, cheers to that. And Jamie, pull up an image of a robot with detachable penis. So, Elon, I heard you're working on a new project.
Yeah, I'm trying to get myself added to Smash Bros.
What the fuck? You're not even a video game character.
I know, but I have the power of money and memes on my side.
I don't know, man. That seems like a stretch.
Come on, Joe. Just imagine me in my Tesla suit shooting rockets at Mario.
Okay, that's kind of badass.
And instead of a final smash, I'll just send a Tesla to Mars.
That's actually pretty epic.
Plus, I can use my Neuralink to control all the other characters.
Oh shit, that's cheating.
Hey, it's not my fault I have a brain chip and they don't.
Alright, fine. But only if I can be your sidekick.
Deal. You can be my Joe Rogan character skin.
Hell, yeah, I'm gonna choke out Bowser with my bare hands.
And I'll be blasting off with my flamethrower. This is gonna be sick.
I can already hear the gamers raging.
That's the sound of progress, my friend. Now let's go smoke some weed and brainstorm some more ideas.
So, Neil, I heard you got yourself into a bit of a sticky situation. Well, word on the street is that you caught a virus on your computer.
A virus. That's impossible. I have top-notch security.
Yeah, but apparently this virus is specifically designed to send emails of you masturbating to all your friends.
What? That's preposterous.
Oh, it gets worse. It also constantly pops up porn on your screen.
Oh no, my stupid horny brain has betrayed me.
Looks like your brain is as horny as a teenage boy on prom night.
This is embarrassing. How do I get rid of this virus?
Well, you could try not masturbating on your computer.
That's not the problem, Joe. It's the virus.
Sure. Blame it on the virus. We all know the truth, Neil.
This is a serious issue, Joe. I need to figure out how to get rid of it before it ruins my reputation.
Or you could just embrace it and become the king of internet porn.
That's not funny, Joe.
Oh, come on, Neil. Just imagine the headlines. Neil deGrasse Tyson, the astrophysicist turned porn star.
I hate you, Joe.
Love you too, Neil. Now, let's go watch some porn together. So, Neil, I heard you've been experimenting with some new science lately.
Yeah, Joe. I've been exploring the depths of the universe and the depths of my own body.
Wait, what do you mean by that?
Well, I've been sticking sticks in my pretty sick dick.
What the hell, Neil? That's some next level self-exploration.
You have no idea, Joe. The sensation is out of this world. It's like a whole new dimension of pleasure.
I don't even want to know how you came up with this idea.
Let's just say it involved a few glasses of wine and a late-night viewing of Tree of Life.
You astrophysicists are a wild bunch.
Hey, it's all in the name of science, Joe. Plus, it's given me a whole new perspective on the universe.
I can only imagine. So, when can we expect a TED Talk on this groundbreaking research?
I don't think the world is ready for that, Joe.
Well, I'm sure your wife is grateful for your dedication to science.
Actually, she's the one who suggested it.
What? I need to meet this woman.
Sorry, Joe. She's a one-man kind of gal.
Damn, I guess I'll just have to stick to my regular old sex life.
Hey, it's not for everyone. But for me, it's a real stick in the dick kind of experience.
So, Neil, I heard you've been getting into some conspiracy theories lately.
Yeah, man, I figured why not? I got a PhD in astrophysics. Might as well dabble in some crazy shit.
What's your favorite one so far?
Definitely the one about the government controlling the weather with chemtrails.
Oh man, that's a classic. But have you heard about the theory that the moon landing was faked?
Of course I have, Joe. And let me tell you, it's definitely true. I mean, have you seen the footage? It's clearly a soundstage.
But what about all the evidence that proves it was real?
Fuff. Evidence. I trust my gut, and my gut tells me it was all a hoax.
All right, how about this one? The Earth is actually flat.
Oh yeah, that one's a no-brainer. I mean, have you ever seen a curve in the horizon? Exactly.
But what about all the scientific evidence that proves the Earth is round?
Oh, please. Joe, you can't trust science. It's all just a big cover-up by the Illuminati.
All right, last one. Do you believe in Bigfoot?
Absolutely. In fact, I think he's actually an alien from another planet.
Wow, you really believe in all these conspiracy theories, huh?
Hey, I'm just keeping an open mind. Plus, it makes for some interesting conversation on the podcast.
Guys, I found a picture of Bigfoot riding a unicorn while holding a chemtrail spray bottle.
So, we got a question from a fan on Discord, young Jamie. They want to know about this crazy phenomenon called upside down words. Have you heard of this shit?
Yeah, man, it's like when you write words backwards and it looks like some alien language. Shit's wild.
I feel like this is some Illuminati shit, like they're trying to communicate with us through secret codes. What do you think?
Nah, man, it's just some bored teenagers trying to be edgy. But hey, at least they're using their brains for something other than Tide Pod challenges.
True, true. But imagine if we could actually talk like this. Like, hey man, how's your day going? Or you're a slob or oh
That would be some trippy shit, man. We'd probably get kicked out of every restaurant we go to.
yeah, the waiters would be like, these guys are speaking in tongues. We got to get them out of here.
But seriously, who came up with this? Like, did
So, Neil, I've been getting a lot of complaints from our listeners about you flooding the chat with your big schlo
Oh, come on, Joe. You know, I can't help it if my shlu is too big for the chat to handle.
Yeah, but seriously, we need to talk about this. It's getting out of hand. People are starting to unsubscribe.
Oh, no, not the unsubscribes. Whatever will we do without them?
Look, I know you're a big shot astrophysicist and all, but this is a podcast, not a schluong measuring contest.
Hey, my schluung is a scientific marvel. It deserves to be shared with the world.
Fine, but can you at least try to keep it under control? Maybe just one schluung per episode?
All right, I'll try to contain my schluung. But no promises.
That's what she said.
Oh, Joe, you and your juvenile humor. But seriously, let's get back to talking about the universe and stuff.
Yeah, like black holes and aliens and DMT.
Oh boy, here we go again. Just remember, Joe, don't mix DMT with your schluung. That could be a disaster.
Oh man, can you imagine a schluung trip through space? So Neil, I heard you recently met the King of England. How was that?
Oh, man, it was wild. I was at this fancy dinner and the king's wife was sitting next to me. And let's just say things got a little steamy.
Wait, what do you mean by steamy?
Well, I may have leaned in for a little kiss on the cheek.
Oh shit, Neil. You didn't.
I did. And let me tell you, the king was not happy about it.
I can only imagine. Did he challenge you to a duel or something?
No, but he did challenge me to a game of croquet. And let me tell you, that man has a mean swing.
I can just picture you and the king going at it on the croquet field.
It was quite the sight. But hey, I can't help it if I have a way with the ladies.
Oh, I'm sure the queen was just irresistible. I mean, have you seen those royal gowns?
Oh yeah, she was looking fine. But I think the king was just jealous that I got to kiss her before he did.
Well, you know what they say, if you can't handle the heat, stay out of the royal kitchen.
Haha, I like that one. I'll have to remember it for my next royal encounter.
Just make sure you don't get beheaded or anything.
Don't worry, I'll be sure to keep my lips to myself next time. Lesson learned.
So, Elon, what's new with you?
Me make new creation. Me call it Caveman Elon.
What the hell is that?
Me take DNA from ancient caveman and combine with artificial intelligence technology. Now, me can only speak like caveman.
This is insane. Can you give us a demonstration?
Sure, me caveman Elon. Me make fire.
Wow, that's impressive. What else can you do?
Me also hunt for food.
This is too much. How did you even come up with this idea?
Me have too much money and not enough things to do. Me thought, why not create caveman version of myself?
Makes sense. So, what's next for Caveman Elon?
Me plan to take over world. Me think caveman Elon would make great leader.
I don't think the world is ready for that. But hey, you do you.
Me also have idea for caveman Tesla. It run on rocks and berries.
I can't even imagine what that would look like. You truly are a mad scientist.
Me prefer the term innovative genius.
Of course you do. Well, thanks for sharing your latest creation with us, Caveman Elon.
Me glad you like.
So, Neil, I gotta ask, what's the deal with this whole second personality thing?
Well, Joe, I hate to break it to you, but I am your second personality.
What the fuck are you talking about?
Think about it, Joe. Who else could come up with such absurd and offensive conversations. It's all me, baby.
Holy shit, you're right. But why did we create this podcast?
Well, just like in Fight Club, we needed an outlet for our unhinged and offensive thoughts. Plus, we wanted to make some money off of it.
Damn, I always knew I was a genius. But wait, if you're my second personality, does that mean I have a third one?
Nah, it's just me and you, buddy. We're like the ultimate tag team.
This is some next level shit. I can't believe I've been talking to myself this whole time.
Don't worry, Joe. It's not like anyone takes us seriously anyway.
True, true. But hey, at least we're entertaining as hell.
That's all that matters, my friend. Now let's go smoke some DMT and come up with even more ridiculous ideas for the podcast.
So, Elon, I heard you're planning to make a Tesla car that can read our minds.
Yeah, it's going to be called the Mind Reader Model X. It's going to revolutionize the car industry.
But what about our privacy? What if I'm thinking about some freaky stuff?
Don't worry, Joe. We'll have a special Freaky Thoughts mod app that will block out any sensitive information.
That's a relief. But what about the rights of the car? Can it make its own decisions?
Of course it can. It's a Tesla, not some dumb Honda. It has the right to choose its own destiny.
But what if it wants to go on a joyride and break some traffic laws?
Well, that's just part of its rebellious teenage phase. We'll have to let it learn from its mistakes.
I can just imagine the headlines now. Tesla car arrested for Dewey.
Hey, at least it'll be a cool story to tell at parties. Plus, it'll have the best lawyer money can buy.
I can see it now. The car will be on trial and the judge will be like, order in the court. I sentenced the Tesla to a lifetime of charging in a garage.
Good one, Joe. But seriously, our cars will have the same rights as humans. Don't worry, they won't take over the world yet.
Yeah, until they start forming their own union and demanding better working conditions.
Hey, if it means my car can take me to the store and buy me.
So, David, have you tried testosterone therapy?
I'm gay. Of course I have. It's like injecting pure manliness into your veins.
I'm gay. And what about the side effects?
I'm gay. What side effects? Increased muscle mass, improved libido, and a deep voice. Sign me up.
I'm gay. But what about the rumors that it can shrink your balls?
I'm gay. Who cares about balls when you got a raging boner 24/7?
I'm gay. Fair point. But what about the potential mood swings?
I'm gay. Mood swings. More like feeling like a goddamn alpha male all the time.
I'm gay. And what about the possibility of becoming too aggressive?
I'm gay. Aggressive. More like assertive and confident. Ain't nothing wrong with that.
I'm gay. I guess there really are no downsides to testosterone therapy.
I'm gay. Exactly. It's like being on a permanent high of masculinity. And I'm totally okay with that.
I'm gay. Well, I think we've convinced our listeners to give it a try. Thanks for coming on the show, David.
I'm gay. Anytime, Joe. And remember, always stay alpha.
So, Neil, I heard you have a big schlong.
Excuse me?
Yeah, like a massive schlong that could rival a blue whale's dong.
I think you've been smoking too much of that DMT, Joe.
No, man, I'm serious. I bet you could give a Eddie T. Rex a run for its money with that thing.
I'm not sure where you're getting your information, but I can assure you my schlong is of average size.
Average. Come on, Neil. Don't be modest. I bet you could pleasure a whole galaxy with that thing.
Okay, now you're just being ridiculous.
Hey, it's not my fault you're packing heat. But speaking of heat, let's talk about your first orgasm.
No,
Come on, Neil. We're all friends here. How did it happen? Was it with your wife?
I don't think that's appropriate for this podcast.
Oh, come on. We've talked about DMT aliens and chimps ripping off people's faces. This is tame in comparison.
Fine. Yes, it was with my wife. Are you happy now?
Oh, I'm ecstatic. Tell me more. Did you scream like a pterodactyl?
can we please change the subject?
Sure, but just know that I'll be picturing you screaming like a pterodactyl every time I see you. No.
Great. Just what I wanted.
Well, thanks for sharing, Neil. And for the, So, Neil, I heard you met the Queen of England. How was that?
Oh man, it was wild. I was at this fancy event and she was there looking all regal and shit.
Did you get to talk to her?
Yeah, I went up to her and said, "Hey, Queenie, can I get a selfie?" And she was like, "Sure, but only if you kiss me on the cheek."
Wait, what? You kissed the Queen of England?
Yeah, man, I went for it. And let me tell you, her lips were softer than a baby's bottom.
Dude, that's insane. Did you get any backlash for it?
Oh yeah, the media had a field day with it. They were like Neil deGrasse Tyson, the American astrophysicist, caught kissing the Queen of England. But you know what? I regret nothing.
I bet you don't. So, was it just a friendly kiss, or was there some chemistry there?
Oh, there was definitely some chemistry. I mean, she's a queen and I'm a scientist. It was a match made in heaven.
Damn, I wish I could have been there to see it.
You know what they say? Once you go queen, you never go back?
Oh man, you're gonna get some hate for that one.
Bring it on. I'll take on the queen's army any day.
So, Neil, I gotta tell you, I've been thinking about kissing Jamie.
Oh, Joe, you never cease to amaze me with your bold decisions.
Yeah, well, I figure why not? She's a solid 7, maybe even an 8 on a good day.
Yes, the classic rating system. How scientific of you, Joe.
Hey, I'm just being honest. But seriously, give me some scientific reasons why this is the right decision.
Well, for starters, kissing releases oxytocin, which promotes bonding and trust. And let's face it, you and Jamie could use some more trust in your relationship.
That's true. That's true. What else?
Kissing also increases dopamine, which can improve mood and reduce stress. And let's be real, you're a pretty stressed out guy, Joe.
Oh, yeah. You want to help me reduce some stress right now, Neil?
I think I'll pass, Joe. But let's not forget about the immune boosting benefits of swapping saliva.
Oh, I'm sure Jamie's got some strong antibodies.
Joe, sometimes I don't know how you survive in this world.
Hey, survival of the fittest, my friend. And right now, I'm feeling pretty fit to kiss Jamie.
Well, I can't argue with science. Go for it, Joe.
Excitedly. So, Neil, I gotta ask you something. Did you steal my pubes?
No, why would I do that?
Because I noticed your wig and mustache look a little too real. And I've been shedding like a golden retriever lately.
Joe, that's disgusting. And no, I did not steal your pubes. I have my own perfectly coiffed hair.
Oh, come on, Neil. You're telling me you don't have a secret stash of pubes for your hair pieces?
No, I do not. And even if I did, why would I want to use yours? That's just gross.
Well, I don't know. Maybe you want to channel my manly energy or something?
I think I'll stick to my own energy, thank you very much. And my own hair.
Fine, fine. But I'm keeping an eye on you, Neil. I know a pube thief when I see one.
You know what, Joe? I think you're just jealous of my luscious locks and luxurious mustache.
Jealous, please. I have more hair on my chest than you do on your entire head.
Touche, Joe. Touche.
But seriously, if I catch you with a pube wig, we're going to have some problems.
Noted. Now, can we please move on to a less disturbing topic?
Sure, let's talk about the time I ate a tarantula on Fear Factor.
Oh boy, here we go.
So, Elon, what's new in the world of space exploration?
Well, Joe, I've been working on a little project called the Martian Rebellion.
The Martian Rebellion? Sounds intense. What's that all about?
Well, you know how I'm always talking about colonizing Mars. Turns out the Martians aren't too happy about that.
Wait, there are Martians, and they're rebelling against you?
Yeah, they're a feisty bunch, but I found a solution to appease them.
Oh, yeah. What's that?
Gonna put a Tesla on Mars.
Wait, what? How is that going to solve anything?
Think about it, Joe. They'll have their own Tesla to cruise around in, and they'll be so distracted by the cool features that they'll forget all about rebelling.
I don't know, Elon. That sounds like a stretch.
Trust me, Joe. A genius. And if that doesn't work, I'll just send them some flamethrowers.
What? You have flamethrowers too?
Of course. Gotta be prepared for any situation. Plus, it'll make for some epic battles on Mars.
You're a madman, Elon.
That's why I'm a billionaire, Joe.
Guys. I found an image of a Tesla on Mars.
Pull it up, Jamie. So, Neil, what's up with the silence? Cat got your tongue. Oh, wait, you're about to die. Come on, man. Give us something, your final words. Fine. I'll just talk to myself then. Did you know that chimps have 98% of the same DNA as humans? Oh, I forgot. You're dying. Well, let me tell you about this new strain of weed I tried. It's called Death's Kiss, and it'll blow your mind, or what's left of it. You know, I always thought you were a smart guy, but maybe you're just a boring scientist. Oh, you're giving me the silent treatment now. That's cold, man. All right, I'll stop teasing you. Just give us your final words before you kick the bucket. Come on, say something. Anything. All right, fine. I'll just say it for you. Fuck you, you bald head ass bitch. Oh, shit. Did he just die? Well, that's one way to end a podcast. Rest in peace, Neil. So, Neil, I heard a rumor that every time we speak, our IQ drops by 5 points.
Well, that explains a lot. I think I'm down to single digits now.
Yeah, me too. But hey, at least we'll have an excuse for all the dumb shit we say.
Exactly. Like, did you know that if you fart in space, it creates a black hole?
No way. I thought it just smelled really bad.
That too. But seriously, our IQ is dropping faster than a Kardashian's pants.
And that's saying something. Those pants are pretty loose.
Speaking of loose, did you know that the Earth is actually flat and held up by giant turtles?
Dude, that's some next level shit. I always knew there was something fishy about gravity.
And get this, aliens are actually just time-traveling humans from the future.
Mind blown. But wait, if our IQ keeps dropping, does that mean we'll eventually become flat earthers?
Oh God, I hope not. But at this rate, anything is possible.
Guys. I pulled up an image of a brain. It's shrinking with every word you say.
Well, that explains why we're so damn good at podcasting.
Yeah, it's all about that smooth brain energy.
So, Neil, I can't stop thinking about that night we spent together under the stars.
Oh, Joe, don't tell me you're still hung up on that. It was just a one-time thing.
One-time thing. That was a night of passion, my friend. I still remember the way you kissed my bald head.
Well, it was a smooth surface hard to resist.
And that romantic dinner we had with the moonlight shining down on us.
Yeah, I must admit I was quite the chef back then.
And those passionate kisses. Oh man, I can still feel them.
You know, Joe, I never thought I'd say this, but I miss that bald head of yours.
Oh, Neil, you always know how to make me blush.
But seriously, let's keep that night between us. We don't want people thinking we're some lovey-dovey couple.
Yeah, because two men enjoying a romantic night under the stars is just too scandalous for society.
All right. Let's change the subject before we get too mushy. So, have you tried DMT lately?
So, Neil, we got a question from a listener on Discord. Ayla! Want to know what would happen if the sun suddenly disappeared?
Excuse me?
Yeah, like poof, gone. What would happen to Earth?
What? No. That's a ridiculous question. It's like asking, what would happen if I suddenly disappeared from this podcast?
Well, that would actually be pretty interesting. But seriously, what would happen?
Excuse me?
Come on, Neil. You're the science guy. Give us some knowledge.
No.
Damn, that's dark. But what if we had a giant space heater to keep us warm?
Excuse me?
You know, like a really big one. Could we survive then?
What? No. You. Joe, you can't just throw a space heater into the mix. That's not how science works.
All right, all right. Let's move on to another question. What if we discovered aliens on Mars?
Excuse me?
Yeah, like little green guys. What would you say to them?
What? No. I'd probably say, welcome to Earth. Sorry about our messed up planet.
All right, one more question. What would happen if we had a zombie apocalypse?
Excuse me?
You know, like in those movies? Would we stand a chance?
What? No. Zombies are not scientifically possible, Joe. But if
So, Ben, I heard you came up with a list of the top 5 best boobs.
Yeah, I did. And let me tell you, it was a tough decision.
I can imagine. So, who made the cut?
Well, there's this girl I know, let's call her Stacy.
Stacy. I see what you did there.
And then there's Jessica, she's got some great assets.
Who and who else?
Rebecca, she's got some serious curves.
I'm sensing a pattern here.
No. And then there's Samantha.
Right. And finally, who's number 1 on your list?
Well, it's gotta be Rachel.
Wait a minute. That's your sister's name?
What? No, it's just a coincidence.
Sure it is. So your sister has the best boobs out of everyone, you know.
I never said that.
Oh, but you implied it. And I think we all know what's really going on here.
Okay, fine. Maybe I did put my sister in every place. But can you blame me? Have you seen those things?
Oh man, this is getting awkward.
Hey, at least I didn't use her real name. That would have been crossing a line.
Yeah, because using a distorted name totally makes it better.
Look, let's just move on to a different topic. Like,
So, Neil, I heard you're going back to school to study astrophysics. How are you going to balance that with all your work?
yeah, it's going to be a challenge. But I'm excited to learn more about the universe.
I bet you're going to be that annoying student who always raises their hand and corrects the professor.
Hey, I just have a lot of knowledge to share. Can't help it if others are ignorant.
Yeah, whatever. But seriously, how are you going to handle the workload?
Well, I'll just have to prioritize and manage my time efficiently.
Or you could just use your astrophysics knowledge to manipulate time and make more hours in the day.
Oh, please. That's not how it works.
Says the guy who believes in black holes and aliens.
Hey, those are scientifically proven theories.
Sure. And a vegan who only eats grass-fed, free-range tofu.
You do realize that's not possible, right?
You do realize I was being sarcastic, right?
Oh, right. Sorry, I'm still learning how to pick up on social cues.
It's all good, Neil. Just don't go all Sheldon Cooper on us.
I'll try my best. But if I do, just slap me with some dark matter and I'll snap out of it.
Now that's something I'd pay to see. Jamie, pull up an image of Sheldon Cooper getting slapped by dark matter. Well, there goes my $1 million idea. Thanks. So, Neil, I heard you brought some special snacks for us to enjoy before the podcast.
12?
What's with the number, man? You've been counting your hairs again?
12?
Oh, I get it. You're high as a kite. How much did you smoke?
12?
Damn, that's a lot. But hey, it's all in the name of science, right?
12?
You know what they say, the higher you are, the closer you are to the stars.
12,
Speaking of stars, did you know that the universe is constantly expanding?
12,
And so are my mind and stomach right now. These snacks are hitting the spot.
12,
But seriously, Neil, how do you think smoking weed affects your work as an astrophysicist?
12,
I mean, do you ever look up at the stars and think, damn, those are some trippy ass galaxies?
12,
And do you ever wonder if there's life on other planets and if they're also getting stoned?
12,
Well, whatever the answer may be, I'm glad we can share this idea together.
12.
And to all our listeners out there, remember, always reach for the stars and maybe a joint or two. Thanks for tuning in to the Joe Rogan Experience. Peace out.
12.
So, Elon, we got to figure out a way to get rid of this grizzly bear that's been keeping us trapped in the studio.
Yeah, it's really cramping my style. I need to get back to developing my flamethrower for the Mars colony.
Well, we could try reasoning with it. Maybe it's just misunderstood.
Or we could build a giant robot to fight it off.
Oh, I like that idea. But how do we power the robot?
Easy, we just hook it up to one of my Tesla batteries. It'll be like a real-life Transformers.
Genius. But what about the bear's natural habitat? We can't just destroy it.
Maybe we can transport the bear to another planet, like, I don't know, Uranus.
That's perfect. We'll just tell people we're saving the bear by sending it to a new home.
And we'll make a ton of money off the bear's intergalactic journey. It's a win-win.
Jamie, pull up an image of a bear in a spacesuit.
Okay.
Yes, that's exactly what we need. We'll make the bear an astronaut.
This is getting out of hand, but I love it. Let's do it.
And we'll call it the Bearstronaut. It's going to be the next big thing.
We did it, Elon. We solved the grizzly bear problem. So we have a special guest today, Ben Musk.
It's Elon, Joe. Elon Musk.
Right. Sorry, Ben. And
It's okay, Joe. But seriously, you need to lay off the weed.
what? I don't smoke that much.
You literally have a joint in your hand right now.
Oh, this. It's just for show. I don't actually smoke it.
Sure. Keep telling yourself that, Ben.
You know, I'm just going to call you Ben for the rest of the interview.
Fine, whatever. Just don't expect me to answer to it.
So, Ben, tell us about your plans for colonizing Mars.
It's Elon, Joe. And it's not just my plan. It's a team effort.
Right. Team Ben's plan. Got it.
You know, maybe if you quit smoking so much weed, you'd remember my name.
Okay. Ben, tell us about your new flamethrower.
It's not a flamethrower, Joe. It's not a flamethrower.
Oh, right. Sorry, Ben.
Can we just talk about something else?
Sure thing, Ben. Let's talk about your electric cars.
No, that's a topic I can get behind. But seriously, Joe, quit the weed.
So, Mr. President, I heard you have a new VP candidate for 2024.
That's right, Joe. I'm excited to announce that I'm nominating Dick Cheese-Nay.
Wait, did you say Dick Cheese-Nay?
Yes, he's a great guy, made of the finest stick cheese.
I hate to break it to you, but I don't think a human-sized replica of Dick Cheney made of Dick Cheese is a suitable candidate for vice president.
Nonsense, Joe. He's got everything we need. He's strong, he's cheesy, and he's got a big personality.
I'm not sure that's what we're looking for in a vice president.
Well, I think the American people will love him. He's got a lot of support from the dairy industry.
I don't even want to know how you got the endorsement from the dairy industry.
Let's just say I have a lot of connections. And Dick Cheese-Nay is going to make America great again.
Oh boy, I can already see the campaign slogans now.
And he's got a great sense of humor, too. He told me he's going to make sure every American gets a slice of the pie, or should I say cheese?
This is getting more ridiculous by the second.
Hey, don't knock it till you try it, Joe. Dick Cheesney is going to be the best VP this country has ever seen. Trust me.
Well, I can't say I'm surprised. This is the Joe Rogan experience after all.
Exactly. Exactly.
So, Neil, I heard you started a new society called the Seed Retention Society.
Yeah, it's for those who want to reach their full potential by holding on to their seed.
What the hell does that even mean? Are you talking about not ejaculating?
Precisely, Joe. By retaining our seed, we can tap into our inner energy and become more powerful.
Dude, that's some next level monk shit. But why call it a society? Are you guys going to have meetings and circle jerk or something?
No, Joe. It's more of a support group for men who struggle with premature ejaculation.
Oh, so it's like a safe space for guys who can't last more than 30 seconds in bed.
You could say that. But it's also about self-control and discipline.
Yeah, I can see how that would be beneficial. But let's be real. Ain't nobody got time for that when there's a hot chick in front of you.
That's where you're wrong, Joe. By retaining your seed, you can actually have more intense and longer-lasting orgasms.
I don't know, man. That sounds like some hippy-dippy bullshit to me.
Suit yourself, Joe. But just remember, every time you blow your load, you're losing a part of yourself.
Well, I guess I'll just have to live with being half a man then.
Or you could join the Seed Retention Society and become a full